Whooper Gang, hello. It's Vice here, and tonight we played the Drednaw Theme Deck. It's a little underwhelming, I have to say. I played a few games tonight, I'm going to show them to you soon. But I thought I would just go through the deck to start with, and then we can talk a little bit about the inherent weaknesses that it has. So, it's not as though this deck isn't interesting. There are a few different strategies at play when you look at it. First of all, you've got this Drednaw that has the attack of Vice Wave, which says, if you played Nessa from your hand during this turn, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So, the ability to 100% paralyze a Pokemon is pretty strong. You can fight your way back into the tempo of the game. Right, so this is one of those cards that allows you to gain a turn if you like. And then you've got other strategies like this Cramorant, Continuous Sculpt Missile does 60 times the number of Arrokuda that you discard from your bench, right? And because you have 3 Arrokudas in the deck, you can do upwards of 180 damage. It's quite strong. Barrascuda, targeted Skewer says, do 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. And you've got the Samurott here, high HP, Shell Armor gives it even more resistance to damage, and then Aqua Wash says 120 damage, put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. So there's like a few different ways that this deck can effectively buy turns that wouldn't otherwise be available to it if you like. But, you know, with Samurott, it puts the energies back into your opponent's hand, so that's how you put your opponent behind. But if the opponent is playing a deck that can accelerate energy, it doesn't matter. You can attack with Vice Wave to buy a turn by paralyzing your opponent, but if your opponent has Switch in the hand, it doesn't matter. You also need to find like the right moment to be able to come in, Vice Wave, do 80 damage, play Nessa on the same turn. I think in theory there's like a lot of cool things that this deck can do, and Wishy Washy also helps you set up with Deep Sea Swell. So there's a lot of cool things that this deck might be able to do, but I think that it requires too much to go correctly and to just appear in your hand at exactly the right time. And the deck doesn't really have a way of effectively doing that. Right? It can't really guarantee that you'll have Nessa in hand. It can't really guarantee that you'll have this Beatty when you need it to try and gain back those energy attachment advantages. So it's a bit weak, unfortunately. There is a strategy here, and it's pretty cool, but it lacks the power of the top tier decks, like Soaring Storm, you know, like Roaring Resolve Charizard. All of those decks have multiple ways to get Pokemon into play. They have very strong early to mid game options. They have overwhelming late game options. They don't require much from the pilot, the player, to execute the strategy that it wants to execute. So it comes down to consistency, right? This deck, if it doesn't get the cards in the right order, it's not always going to be able to achieve what it wants. Dragonite, Soaring Storm, often gets to do what it wants, because a lot of the deck is geared towards making sure it happens every time. So, I've got a few games coming up in the video, which will demonstrate the good and bad of the deck. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next live stream or video. So, take care, and goodbye for now. We're trying out Drednaw tonight. I don't always play theme decks, but I do play theme decks more than your average Pokemon content creator, I guess. Because I think that it's a format that's relevant to a lot of people who are getting into the game early on. Because it's where you sort of dip your toes in, it's where you start start to figure out what it's all about. I think I'm going to attach to the active here. So we can do this. I really want to do this. And try and draw a second Duot. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm trying to be greedy, right? Because I want to research into the energy for Aqua Wash. But I shouldn't be greedy. There's no point. Let's do that. Like, our opponent didn't even attach energy, so that's quite good for us. The only thing I'm worried about is on the following turn, evolve Duot into Oshawott, and then they flip twice with Powerful Needles on the turn after. So these are the kinds of things you have to really think about. Don't attach. Okay. I don't want to risk it, because now that this is at 50 HP, they only have to flip heads once for Powerful Needles. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Research. We want to see more cards, right? Arcuda. We can go Wishy-Washy. And we'll just Water Gun. No worries about the spam, Edmund. So, a lot of potential in the Raikou theme deck. Yeah, I think so too. It's probably around about time that I gave that deck a go. And maybe made a video around it. Theme deck's kind of for beginners, but you still misplay it, the Entei deck. I know exactly what you're saying, because that deck has a surprising number of lines of play available to it. I want to keep attaching to the Duot here. And we can Aqua Wash the Maractus and peel all the energy off it. Oh. Okay. Alright, we'll do it differently. We're kind of getting rolled by a Maractus here, but... yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Chewtle. Happy to see it. Attach. Deep Sea Swirl. But I know that, the Blaziken Entei deck that you're talking about has a surprisingly complex structure to it. You have a lot of choices to make. I have run out of time playing that deck because your turns end up taking really long to find the optimal line. It is cool. It is cool. Let's attach energy here. I'm going to Dan first. We want to Dan before we Great Ball. You've run out as well, yeah. Yeah. I always pick Rock because it's furthest away from the right, and the right has Scissors, so that's my logic. I think we'll take Drednaw here. Oops, not that one. I guess we'll Waves. Oh wait, no. We just want to take the KO now. Aqua Wash. Alright, now they're in a rough spot. Garchomp strong because no weakness. True. Yeah, so, you know, theme decks are sort of interesting when they're isolated to their own format. It's interesting to think about the the interactions between them all and the way to play them effectively. So maybe when PTCG Live comes out, they'll introduce a like sealed deck format where you only play with pre-constructed decks. Maybe that's the way that will work. That's unfortunate for them. Cotton Ride, the tails flip. I of course am happy that that was the outcome, but yeah, probably not the greatest for them. And now we're gonna Aqua Wash, take it off the board, and we're gonna hope for that coin. Oh, I shouldn't have put the energy back before I realized. That was a misplay. I was just like clicking buttons and not really thinking about it. Good. Good. Now we attach again. We're gonna evolve. Normally I would try and hold cards for as long as I can, but Shell Armor means that Drumroll is not gonna do damage to it while it's on the bench. I think we're gonna play this and grab Pokemon as well, just in the interest of thinning our deck, right? So we'll just go like this and we'll go like this, because we've got plenty of energy, so we don't need that. Then we'll go Aqua Wash. Now if they promote the Rillaboom, they get to attack once. There isn't anything like BD in this deck, so I don't know, it's kind of losing to me to play it this way, but they got a bit unlucky. The coin flip off the Whimsicott that came up tails, that was like their chance. Craziest theme deck is the Alolan Executor from Forbidden Light. I have to give it a look because I haven't tried it myself. Let's hop. Alright, we're doing alright now. And then we remove 2 energy. Back in the hand. 6 different types? That's crazy. We'll have to try it. We gotta try it. That sounds hectic. Alright, Wash. And this game might be a wash. I'm gonna look at it after this game. Although I'm glad that we're finally getting a game where the deck is just functioning. Oh no! Here comes Maractus. Watch out. Watch out. Here it comes. Big powerful needles. Wow. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. Goodbye. Can't believe they didn't get a KO. Alright, win for the Drednaw. Speaking of the best of the format, our opponent here has queued up with Soaring Storm, which, as you may know, very powerful theme deck in this format. Let's take a look. We've got Chewtool in the active. It's not the best, not the worst. We do have Switch in hand, so after this next turn, I think what we can do is hop, and then hope. Hey, what's up, anime? We're trying Drednaw. As in my last theme deck video, I had a few people wanting me to try that one, so I thought I'd give it a dig, give it a go. Let's hop first. We got Arrokuda. We got Oshawott as well. So pretty reasonable. I think what I'm gonna do is switch and then flock. It's tempting not to as well. It's also tempting to like attach elsewhere as well. Let's do it this way. We may regret it if we don't. Should have kept it going. I agree, Anime. I'm not sure what you do, but yeah, maybe they could have made up their own theme decks. I don't know. But yeah, it is a bit unfortunate that new decks aren't being released anymore. Let's evolve. Now I kind of don't want to research because we've got access to shell armor there. But I really don't want to fall behind on energy attachments. I really can't afford to do that, so. So we'll put energy down here. Seems like the play. And then hit done. Very early Dragonite out of our opponent. Thunderous hits the board, so now we're worried. Because we sit at a paltry 140 HP. And so Thunderous can certainly cause some problems for us. Quite an ideal board out of our opponent. They've certainly managed to achieve the board state that they want. No attack, but that's okay. I think it's gonna be Dan here, right? Play the Dan. Yeah, buddy. So I don't know that I want to reveal that I have the Drednaw at the ready. I'm gonna put another energy here. Or do I put it here? It's a hard one. Let's do this. Eventually, they're gonna have to retreat, you know? One way or the other, we will be able to deal with this Thunderous. Cramorant is ideal. The only thing with Cramorant is that it's also our like massive damage dealer with continuous gulp. Being able to hit for 180 is quite significant for us. You know, I think I'm chilling, to be honest. Because I think that our board, when we get a chance to set everything up, is scary. I would feel at least a little bit of pressure as the Dragonite player to start attacking. Because the longer that they leave me alone, the more cards I'm able to draw. Right? So here comes the Tornadus. Certainly starting to look scary now. See if they fall for it again. No! Okay. Let's cash in these Arracudas. Yep, we can bench this now because the Tornadus is going to get knocked out. No energy, so we'll Gulp Missile. 1, 2. And away we go. So hopefully the damage that we've incurred on our side of the board is not too significant. It would have been really nice to hit the Samurott before taking damage from Thunderous Tornado, but what do you do? So they're gonna have to, they're probably gonna Thunder Scale here, would make sense. And then we have to play the board from there. It would be ideal if we hit Nessa off the top, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, this deck's... it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. So there's that Samurott. Do we have do what? Yeah, we do. So I don't think Wishy-Washy helps us necessarily, except that it might be able to get us Nessa earlier. I'm very worried about benching it. But if they do want to knock out the Drednaw, they're going to need the Thundurus or attack with Dragonite. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's why this deck is good. Weak Fisherman, though, didn't get the full 4. Bit of a misplay there, actually. They should have played Thundurus, then retreated, then played the Fisherman. Don't know that they need all that energy down either, because they could just Thunder Scale here, but... oh. It's, a pretty difficult spot to be in. Play the Incense, I guess. Barraskewda could get work done if not for... where are my beaties at? I need the beatie. I really just need to top deck. I need a top deck here. It needs to be beaty off the top. And even then, I think that Samurott still gets knocked out by Dragonite. This might be GG. 1 in 14 chance. Not quite. Well, we'll continue to play it out, but it's not looking good, I'm afraid. Bit of a shame. Yeah, just a very strong deck. We'll concede that one. It's a bit rough. But never mind, we gave it a try.